Thanks for checking out another clip of the Cashflow Contractor. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. Click subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
What are your goals? I guess that's
Well, so I have an executive assistant that I've had for about a year and a half now, I want to say. Maybe it's closer to 2 years. Her name's Gabby. I think she listens. So, hey, Gabby. And I've been following John Matzner's lead on this quite a bit, but he had an executive assistant for a while, and he doesn't like the term assistant because it connotates a certain mindset of like, oh, I'm assisting versus I'm leading or managing. And essentially, he had a great assistant for a couple of years who essentially is now his head of operations or something along those lines. And essentially, I'm taking that same approach with Gabby. I'm promoting her into really running our growth kits division. Now, it'll be a slow burn in terms of getting up to where she's owning really the entire division. But to start, she's owning recruiting, she's owning fulfillment. So she's not doing any of the sales process or anything like that. But yeah, I've got her in that role, and she's already kind of slowly taking over that. But yeah, by the end of the summer, my goal is for her to be completely owning all fulfillment for what we do at Growth Kits in terms of delivering.
I'll put a plug in for you for Growth Kits. I'm using you and have clients that are using you. Did Alex wind up getting two?
Yeah, we hired another person for Alex, and she's doing she's his project coordinator.
Two? Yeah, I mean, but the thing about getting what do you call them if not assistants?
Well, so the way that I think about it, because obviously now I have a big gap here, like, oh, Gabby's gone, so who's helping me with what I'm doing, right? So I've got another girl starting, her name is Yvette, and she starts next week while I'm gone on vacation, and she'll be coming back. I'll be starting with her the following week, but she's going to be shadowing Gabby next week, and Gabby will be training her in how to be my assistant.
But what do you call her?
And I am calling her outward facing. Her title will be executive assistant, but I've already communicated with her and we've met and talked about, and if you look at her job description, it's really operations apprentice is what I'm calling it. And so she's helping me with everything operations, and she's an apprentice, meaning that the idea is she will graduate from that at some time, right? She's not always going to be an apprentice, where you may sit as an executive assistant, not to demean the role. It's a very important role, but I want it to be something more than that. I don't need someone to just be my assistant. I need someone that's going to take responsibility.
Well, the point I was kind of driving at is, as a plug for you, is whether you get an executive assistant or a virtual assistant or whatever it is.
Sure.
And let's say you do okay, and you can find them. They're out there, and but that's only part of the job. The hard part is getting systems and processes set up from the get-go so that it works and it succeeds. And that's what you do in your business development part of it. Is you can source somebody, but like when I had my first meeting with Yenny, we spent time actually making sure a computer linked to mine. I mean, doing all that stuff that I don't know how to do and don't have time to do if I did know how. And then we're continuing with lessons. So she's learning things and I'm learning things, so that at the end of about 3 months, it should be working rather than just, oh yeah, I don't really know.
Yeah. So that's one of the big things that I want us to, we're not, yes, we are hiring people as assistants and as employees and, helping, especially on the administrative side, but what are the administrative systems that we're using? And that's really what Growth Kits is. It's those administrative systems. You're buying, hey, what should be our process for hiring? What should be our process for sales, for marketing, for project management, for using AI? That's a big one. Actually, that's probably one of the biggest areas of focus for me right now. As I'm coming up with a growth kit or a service, a product that is around leveraging AI in your business. Because a lot of people don't know where to start, and then they they don't have the time or bandwidth to start executing and implementing AI into the small areas on a day-to-day basis. And so working on that's this summer, I'm going to get probably a couple of clients on that. And then I'm going to start executing that as a service that we offer and promoting that to people of like, hey, let's get you up to speed on AI in your company and get your employees using it as well. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun and
pretty fun.
I think that's one of my big goals for this summer is to start selling some AI services, and not legitimately like I'm developing the AI or I'm building the tool, but more so, hey, let's get your company integrated with AI. It's the implementation.
There's a quote I'm sure I've used before on here, but I heard somewhere is people will not lose their job to AI. They'll lose their job to somebody who's better at using AI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that prompt engineering, how to ask the question, you just don't think. And then, oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So that you'd be teaching a lot of that, I'm presuming.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, even more than that, hey, how are we collecting data, right? Let's implement systems that are collecting our data so that we can use AI in a tailored fashion for our business. And then let's identify our pain points in our business. Like right now, it takes us 3 hours to generate an estimate. How can we get that down to 30 minutes? How can we get that down to 10 minutes? How can we make that an automated system? Those are the types of things that we'll be looking at. Hey, we're doing a terrible job at communicating with our clients. How can we implement a system that keeps them up to date regularly, where they're getting an email every single week, and 90% of that's done with AI? So yeah, those are some of the different things that we'll be working on. And I think the way that we will structure that is there'll be some sort of like foundation building where it's like hey, you want to build a foundation for your company with AI in terms of capturing data, which language models you use, how you enter data into the language models and use it. Okay, that's a foundation. And then there'll probably be like an ongoing, like every week we create a new process for using AI. Hey, we want an AI for generating SOPs. Okay, that's what we're focusing on this week. And here's how we're going to do that. Hey, we need an AI for generating scope of works. Okay, that's what we're focusing on this week. Hey, we need an automation that's inputting data from a recording into our CRM. Okay, that's what we're doing. So now that your guys out in the field can drive in the truck and say, hey, I just left Mrs. Smith's house. I installed a water heater and I was able to, completely remove it, put it, and we were disposing of the old one. This is the water heater that she got. This is what I billed. She didn't pay, so we got to make sure that we invoice her. And then they send that they click record and set and submit, and then your CRM is automatically updated.
Yeah.
So like those are the types of things that we'll probably offer is the implementation of AI. So yeah, that's a big goal. And then on the outside of Growth Kits, we have DemandCast, our podcast agency that produces the Cashflow Contractor. And our goal for the year there is 5 new clients, and we've gotten 2. And so we'd love to bring on a couple more this summer. So yeah, that's our objective.
Thanks for checking out a clip from the Cashflow Contractor. We have full episodes where we go deep on topics that help you grow a construction business that runs without you so you can have less stress, more time, more money. Now, we've got other videos, other clips, but if you want to check out the full episode for this clip, you can click wherever our editor put it. It might be here, might be there, might be over my face, I don't know. But thank you for checking us out. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. So subscribe or check out a full episode wherever you get podcasts.